To the public, the Canadian Armed Forces represented honor, discipline, and absolute security. In a peaceful nation like Canada, the military was viewed not just as a defense force, but as an embodiment of reliability. At the pinnacle stood Colonel David Russell Williams, a decorated commander governing CFB Trenton, the country's largest Air Force base. He was the man chosen to fly prime ministers, foreign royals, and diplomats. And he possessed the ideal life: a brilliant career, a loving wife, a waterfront home, and an unblemished reputation. But on a quiet winter morning in 2010, that illusion of absolute safety shattered into a million pieces.
To the female, she's sitting in the dining area. Female Hawaiian or simple 140 to 5'5", medium build, wearing jeans.
Beneath the polished metals, the crisp uniform, and the charming demeanor lived a calculating, predatory monster. Investigators would soon discover that a man entrusted to protect society was secretly destroying it from within. Utilizing his high-level security clearance, intelligence, and access to resources to elude detection for years. How did a model officer, an elite pilot, become one of Canada's most terrifying and prolific criminals? To understand this descent, we must look past the uniform and examine the cold, unyielding science of modern forensics that finally brought him to justice. The nightmare didn't begin with a grand, sophisticated conspiracy. It started in quiet, unsuspecting neighborhoods where people left their doors unlocked, believing crime was something that happened elsewhere. In late 2009 and early 2010, the peaceful communities surrounding Tweed, Belleville, and the rural outskirts of Ontario were plunged into a state of profound psychological terror. What initially appeared to be a series of strange house intrusions involving the theft of personal items escalated with terrifying speed into acts of grave criminal violence. Marie-France Comeau, a dedicated corporal in the Canadian Forces, and Jessica Lloyd, a vibrant 27-year-old civilian, lived lives worlds apart. Their paths crossed only because they happened to be targeted by the same ruthless predator. When Marie-France was found murdered inside her home in late November 2009, local authorities treated it as an isolated, tragic event. But when Jessica Lloyd suddenly vanished without a trace in January 2010, the landscape of the investigation shifted entirely. Investigators quickly realized they were not dealing with a random burglary gone wrong. This was methodical, ritualistic, and deeply personal. The local community locked its doors, gripped by a chilling realization. The wolf was not hiding in the shadows of the woods. He wore a clean uniform, drove a standard family vehicle, and blended seamlessly into everyday society. For weeks, the investigation into Jessica Lloyd's disappearance sat in the frustrating, gray territory of circumstantial dead ends. The crime scenes yielded no obvious DNA, no signs of forced entry, and no witnesses who could place a suspect at the locations. In modern criminal investigations, however, silence speaks volumes if you know how to listen. At the site where investigators believed clues could be found, specialized forensic technicians recovered two microscopic details that would change the trajectory of the entire case: unique tire treads left in frozen mud and distinct footprint impressions matching a rare military-issue boot. The Ontario Provincial Police, working alongside federal investigators, launched an unprecedented dragnet. They set up highway checkpoints across the region, logging and photographing the tires of every passing vehicle matching the tread pattern. On a cold night in late January, a dark SUV passed through a checkpoint near Tweed. The driver was Colonel Russell Williams, At the time, he provided a routine explanation. But when police cross-referenced his vehicle data with cell tower pings, RTT data, and local timeline records, terrifying discrepancies emerged. When search warrants were finally executed at Williams's home and properties, detectives uncovered a digital Pandora's box. Hidden on his personal electronic devices were meticulously cataloged folders containing thousands of photographs and videos documenting his crimes trophies, organized with the same cold, administrative precision he applied to his military duties. The digital footprint was absolute, turning an entirely circumstantial investigation into an airtight, unarguable case. In the realm of criminal psychology and behavioral analysis, Russell Williams completely shattered every traditional profile associated with a violent serial offender. He was not an isolated outcast living on the fringes of society. He was an institutional icon. Highly educated, articulate, deeply respected, and physically disciplined, Williams projected an aura of absolute reliability. This extreme compartmentalization allowed him to maintain a flawless professional reputation as a leader of men, while simultaneously fueling dark, escalating compulsions in total secrecy. Those who served under him described a commander of icy calm, incapable of panic. Yet, that very same emotional detachment manifested in its most chilling form during his eventual police interrogation.
You ever been interviewed by the police in a room like this?
Transported to a sterile interview room, Williams sat across from seasoned investigators with an eerie lack of agitation. He was a master of self-regulation, operating under the dangerous delusion that his elite social status, intelligence, and military rank would permanently shield him from accountability.
An investigation like this, I'm sure you can appreciate it's big news.
He fundamentally misunderstood the modern criminal justice system. He believed human error could be managed, but he failed to account for the unyielding mathematics of digital forensics and cellular data. The psychological turning point of the entire investigation culminated inside the interrogation room of the Ontario Provincial Police Headquarters. For hours, investigators played a high-stakes game of psychological chess. They didn't rush him. They didn't scream. Instead, they gently laid out the perimeter of his movements, establishing his timeline hour by hour, block by block. Watch closely how the dynamic shifted. Initially, Williams attempted to maintain his authoritative composure, offering cooperative yet evasive answers, testing the waters to see what police actually knew. But the lead interrogators methodically introduced the physical evidence. First, the tire tracks, then the vehicle sightings, and finally, the digital location logs that placed him precisely where he claimed he had never been.
So we're fast forwarding things that we might normally take our time with, and that's why we're here on a Sunday afternoon.
Sure.
So again, I appreciate it.
No
We're going to do a pretty thorough interview today. Okay. And the reason for that is because the last thing we want is to be calling people back again and again and again. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over a number of things, and I'm going to explain what all those are to you.
Okay.
I'm a big coffee guy. I don't know if you're a coffee guy or
I am
not,
a
but I
coffee
didn't
guy,
want to
actually,
drink in
yeah.
front of you. So
No, I appreciate that.
all right, go ahead.
I could definitely, are they black?
Yeah, they're just black with sugar.
Definitely just right now. I probably have it a little bit.
Sorry, what? Sorry.
Gum, just
Oh,
first
okay.
piece of gum.
Well, there's napkins there if you want to toss it or whatever.
I appreciate that.
For hours, the interrogation has moved like a quiet, calculated chess match. But everything shifts the very second the detective stops asking questions and starts laying down the facts: the tire tracks, the cell tower pings, the undeniable timeline logs. Watch closely right here. This is the exact microsecond when the illusion shatters. The confident posture drops, the eyes shift, and the heavy realization sets in. His digital footprint has completely locked him into a corner from which there is no escape.
You have any questions for me right now?
No.
Okay. I'm just going to step out and see how things are going, okay?
Okay.
I mean, it is a Sunday, but there's probably 60, 70 people working on this file, so there's a lot of things happening.
Sure.
So let me go out and see what's happening, and then I'll come back in and we'll hopefully continue, okay?
Okay.
I told you when I came in here that I'm going to treat you with respect, and I've asked you to do the same for me. We talked about the whole idea of how we've approached you here, okay? The trying to be as discreet as possible, okay? But the problem is, Russell, is every time I walk out of this room, there's another issue that comes up, okay? And it's not issues that point away from you, it's issues that point at you, okay? And I want you to see what I mean, all right? This is the footwear impression of the person who approached the rear of Jessica Lloyd's house on the evening of the 28th and 29th of January,
Yeah.
okay? All right? Now, I want you to keep in mind that this is slightly smaller, okay, in scale, okay?
Okay.
All right, that's not to scale. That's the footwear is actually bigger.
Okay.
If you look here on the ruler, you'll see that 1 inch is just slightly smaller than an actual inch,
Okay.
okay? But this is the way it prints off on the computer.
Yeah.
I'm going to move this over so you can see what I mean, all right? Because essentially when you're dealing with footwear impressions, we have a gentleman on the OPP who's basically world-renowned. His name is John Norman. And essentially with footwear impressions, you're in a situation where you're pretty much in the area of fingerprints, okay? And essentially what we're talking about here is, especially when you start adding in other pieces of information that support an investigative position,
Yeah.
okay? This is a photocopy of the boot that you took off your foot
Yeah.
just a little while ago, okay? Now, I'm not an expert in footwear impressions, so I rely on the experts. Footwear impressions are very much like fingerprint comparisons, okay? You take a look at this print, and again, this is one print. This person walked through, there's several different prints to compare, so we're going to get features off of one print to compare, features off another print to compare.
Yeah.
These are identical. Okay. Your vehicle drove up the side of Jessica Lloyd's house. Your boots walked to the back of Jessica Lloyd's house on the evening of the 28th and 29th of January. Okay, you want discretion. We need to have some honesty, okay? Because this is getting out of control really fast, Russell. Okay, really, really fast. This is getting beyond my control. All right, I came in here a few hours ago and I called you the way I called you today because I wanted to give you the benefit of the doubt. But you and I both know you were at Jessica Lloyd's house, and I need to know why.
I don't know what to say. It's
Well, you need to explain it because this is the other problem we're having, Russell, okay? Again, these decisions are made by me. Right now, there's a search warrant being executed at your residence in Ottawa, okay? So your wife now knows what's going on. There's a search warrant being executed at your residence in Tweed, and your vehicle's been seized, okay? You and I both know they're going to find evidence that links you to these situations. Okay. You and I both know that the unknown offender, male DNA, on Marie France Comeau's body is going to be matched to you, quite possibly before the evening's over. Okay? This is a major investigation. The Center of Forensic Science is on call 24 hours a day helping us with this. Your opportunity to take some control here and to have some explanation that anybody is going to believe is quickly expiring. Okay? We're applying, the investigators now applying for a warrant to search your office. All right, these aren't decisions that we can say yes or no to. This is the practical steps in an investigation like this. And Russell, listen to me for a second, okay?
There are no more stories left to tell. No more alternative theories, no more elaborate lies that can bridge the gap between fantasy and reality. The walls of the interrogation room suddenly feel suffocatingly small. He is forced to confront the wreckage of his choices, realizing that his elite status, his intelligence, and his careful planning couldn't protect him from the simple truth. The mask of the proud commander is completely gone, leaving behind a profoundly cornered man who is about to face the ultimate reckoning.
You're just another, and again, don't take this wrong, okay? But you can see if you step outside this room in your mind and imagine how people are going to view you, okay? If the truth comes out after the clear evidence is presented to you, when you finally go, okay, I'm screwed now, what are we going to do? Russell, you know there's only one option. What other option is there?
What's the option?
Well, I don't think you want the cold-blooded psychopath option. I might be wrong. Okay, because don't get me wrong, I've met guys who actually kind of enjoyed the notoriety, got off on it. Got off on having that label. Bernardo being one of them. I don't see that in you. If I saw that in you, I wouldn't be back in here talking to you, quite frankly. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you got me fooled. I don't know. This is over. And it can have a bad ending where Jessica's parents continue to wonder where her daughter's lying. And I don't know. I mean, obviously, there's a huge search still underway, and it'll continue. It'll continue until her body's found. That might even happen tonight, for all I know. Once that happens, then I don't know what other cards you would have to play. So what are we going to do?
The proud colonel vanished. In his place sat a cornered, defeated man who finally understood that his secrets could no longer outrun the truth. Facing the undeniable weight of his actions, Williams quietly confessed to the kidnappings and murders, guiding investigators directly to where Jessica Lloyd's body was hidden, bringing a heartbreaking end to the agonizing search.
Russell, what are we going to do?
Call me Russ, please.
Okay. Is Jessica somewhere we can find her easily? Like, is this something where I can make a call and tell somebody to go to a location and they're going to find her, or is this something where we have to go and take a walk?
It's hard to believe this is happening.
Why is that? Whose decision was it? And we're going to find out the answer to this anyway. But whose decision was it to issue the directive to the base personnel that nobody had to speak to the police and to seek legal counsel before they were questioned? It's my
I don't think that was...
my understanding that direction came from somebody that reports to you. What do you think they're going to say,
Well,
Russ?
no.
What do you think they're going to say? All right, and let's step back for a second here, okay? I really don't think it benefits you or makes you look any better to start debating the little issues,
No,
okay?
but that is news to me.
Okay.
I have a legal officer that reports to me
Yeah.
who may have given that direction.
Okay.
But that's the first time I've heard it. If that's true,
Okay.
that's the first time I've heard that.
All right, and that may be the case, but how does it look? Right? We're not even dealing with something that's really even evidence because it's not needed. I mean, when
No,
you
no,
have
but
when you
that-
have DNA and all this other stuff, that's not even
What
really
was the
an issue.
direction?
I don't recall, but it was something along the lines of telling the people on the base that they weren't required legally to speak with police and they should seek legal counsel before they decide to speak. But
Well, if that was actually said, it would not have been to the base at large. It may have been to the individual, the boyfriend who is the suspect.
okay,
that-
my understanding it went out to all personnel.
No, absolutely.
Maybe no, only under your command. I don't know.
It didn't.
Okay, okay, that's
I
fine.
didn't ever see it.
That's fine. Now let's get back to the issue. What's that?
So you talk about perception. My only two immediate concerns from a perception perspective are what my wife must be going through right now
Yeah.
and the impact this is going to have on the Canadian Forces.
Where do we go? Russ, is there anything you want from me? Is there anything you want me to explain? Is there something missing that you're struggling with that I can shed some light on for you?
I'm struggling with how upset my wife is right now.
Russ, what are you looking for?
I'm concerned that they're tearing apart my wife's brand new house.
So am I. But if nobody tells them what's there and what's not, they don't have any choice. Computers will be brought to Microsoft in California. They'll be picked apart. You can't erase things from computers. It doesn't happen. I'm sure you've seen that. I'm sure that's pretty common knowledge these days. It just doesn't happen. They sell programs that to try and help people clean their computers of stuff, and our guys are pulling that stuff out all the time. The FBI is pulling that stuff out all the time. This investigation will end up costing no less than $10 million. Easy. And they will say no to nothing. Any request this major case manager makes on this case, they've already been told it's approved. Don't even bother asking. So what am I doing, Russ? I put my best foot forward here for you, bud. I really have. I don't know what else to do to make you understand the impact of what's happening here. Did we talk?
I want to minimize the impact on my wife.
So do I.
So how do we do that?
Well, we start by telling the truth.
Okay.
Okay. So where is she?
Got a map?
Is she close to where she lives? I've got maps of that general area. Which town is she near? Why don't we start there?
I'm not sure if you give me a map of that covers Calagar down to the highway and over to Tweed and south, I'll show you.
Let me see what I got here. I might have something. Is she inside, outside? Probably the biggest area I have there, Russ.
Yeah, you need more. You need a real map.
So where am I going on here to get to her?
In this block here.
Okay. So you're pointing to
a detailed map of that area, and I'll show you where she is.
Okay. Is she close to a road?
Yep.
All right. Is it something where is she buried, or is she somewhere where if you walk there you would fairly easily see her?
It's here.
Okay. So she's south of 7, east of Tweed, west of 41. And what's this road here?
Not sure.
Neither am I. Okay. I'll be right back, okay? Do you want any water or anything?
Sure.
Okay, I'll be right back. How long has she been there for?
A little over a week.
Was it fairly quick from the time she left?
Friday night.
Friday night?
Yep.
So where was she between Thursday night and Friday night?
In Tweed.
With you?
Yep.
How long was she alive for?
Almost 24 hours, not quite.
Russ? You're doing the right thing here. Okay.
Well, again, my interest is in making my wife's life a little easier. And
Okay.
her family as well.
Well, we share that
But
interest.
there's no, your time in Ottawa is wasted, really. I'll tell you where the memory stick cards are.
Where are they?
They're in the house there, but
In Ottawa?
yeah.
Whereabouts?
Some in the camera bag, which they would have found in my office.
Mm-hmm.
And when you walk into the office on the left side, there's a desk of drawers, set
Okay.
of drawers, like a filing cabinet, wooden, IKEA. In one of the top two drawers, and there's a plastic divider,
Yeah.
and there's inside there are two memory cards,
Okay.
which are blank, but I'm sure they can be
And whose images are on those cards?
well, I've erased them, but I expect you'll be able to draw images of Jessica and I.
What about Marie?
There may be images on there as well.
Okay. And the two women from September?
Yep.
Okay. Do you have those images stored anywhere else?
Yeah, there are 2 hard drives in the house in Ottawa. I can draw you a little picture if you like.
Sure. Do you want to do that now while I'm
Sure.
getting them out? Okay. Want anything to eat or anything? Leave that with you. Okay.
Sure. But I do want to talk to you, Jim.
That's the plan. Okay.
In October 2010, facing an insurmountable wall of physical, digital, and forensic evidence, Russell Williams entered guilty pleas to all charges, sparing the grieving families the grueling ordeal of a multi-week trial. During the sentencing hearing, the courtroom fell into a heavy, suffocating silence as victim impact statements echoed the permanent trauma inflicted upon an entire community. The judge handed down multiple consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole, ensuring that the former colonel would spend the remainder of his days behind bars. The response from the Canadian Armed Forces was swift and absolute. In an unprecedented move, military leadership stripped Williams of his rank, canceled his pension, and publicly destroyed every uniform and medal associated with his name, a symbolic erasure from the institution he had profoundly disgraced. The case of Colonel Russell Williams remains a chilling testament to how easily darkness can wear the mask of respectability. It serves as a haunting reminder of the dangers of unchecked compartmentalization, but above all, it stands as an enduring monument to modern investigative rig proving that no matter how powerful, intelligent, or carefully hidden a predator may be, the silent witnesses of science and data will always speak for the victims. Let me know your thoughts on this case in the comments below, and don't forget to check out our next investigation on the screen right now.